Yeah, hi there. These comments, I'm going to use your initials N, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. Is July the 4th weekend, because we don't work on Fridays, it's Thursday evening, but I got time to listen to your practice test, your pre-test that you completed yesterday. I want to give you some feedback today on that, all right? So first of all, you got a pretty good tone. I like your tone. It's pretty natural. You can't get that kind of tone quickly. You have to have a lot of practice with English language. So you've done a lot of good work so far, and my job is to help take you to the next level. All right? So with the pre-test that you did, there are some specific lessons I'd like you to study over the next few weeks. You might want to write these down. You notice when you go to the pronunciation section of my course, there are specific lessons that focus on certain vowel and certain consonant sounds. Here's the lessons I think that are most important for you. Lesson number 10, 12, 13, 14, 16, 19, 20, and also lesson number 24. All right, now you're also answering the 3 questions. This is also important because this also gives me more information about your speaking and your intelligibility of American English.
For business administration, through the worthy. Question number 1.
Okay.
I have a bachelor degree for business administration, and I have an experience in like a trainer, like a business trainer. For question 2.
Now, I'm not sure what you're saying there. You have experience in, but then you said you're a trainer, so you weren't very complete in what you're trying to say there. So I still have a lot of questions about your work history. You weren't able to fully answer that question. I don't know if it's because of vocabulary limitations or grammar limitations, or you lost your thought.
Why is it important for us to improve speaking and pronunciation ability for American to complete my master's degree and to know how to speak as a foreign language as a native English speakers?
Okay.
I hope to achieve this course a high score for TOEFL.
All right.
And achieve ability to speak well and understand very well as a native speaker.
All right, perfect. Okay, so let's take a look at, I have an intelligibility scale that I want to give you a score on right now. This tells you, in terms of your speaking and pronunciation abilities of American English, where you are right now. Now, a score of 1 means high beginner. If you get a score of 3, that means you're intermediate level with your speaking and pronunciation of American English. Now, if you score 7, that means that you are a native speaker. And again, to learn more about your score, you can click on the link in this email. Okay, so overall, you speak fairly clearly, but when it comes to what I call sustained conversation, in terms of answering the 3 questions, you were pretty brief in each of those answers, so you weren't able to really fully develop your responses there. So again, though, you might have been a little nervous. You might have had trouble with your train of thought. You couldn't think of what to say, but you seem to be a little bit limited with your vocabulary usage. All right, so your score here, I think I'm going to put you at about 3.5 out of 7, mainly because of your language use. You have pretty basic vocabulary and pretty basic grammar, which I think is holding you back from fully expressing your ideas. So what do? Make sure right now, if you want to get a high TOEFL score, like you said, the first step is to actually just start getting a lot of exposure to the language. That means, I think that your first language might be Arabic. That means don't speak Arabic very much. Don't speak it in class. Don't speak it outside of class, especially on the weekends, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Find opportunities to use English as much as you can. That's really the first rule right there. If you can just do that, that makes a very big difference with your academic English language abilities. Now, also what can be very helpful is if you're reading newspapers and magazines and longer books, this also gives you a lot of exposure to the language, and then English speaking will become more automatic to you. It'll be more natural to you. It's kind of like driving a car. In the beginning, when you drive a car, you have to think about many things when you drive. But once you've driven a car for several months or for several years, it becomes much more automatic, and you don't have to think about it as much. That's what will happen to you if you continue to get more exposure to the language. English will become more automatic. Alright, so now you know two things. Number one, you know specific lessons that you can start studying right now in my online TOEFL course to improve your pronunciation and your speaking of American English. Number two, you also know your intelligibility score. I think I said you're right around 3.5 out of 7 there. So, practice, 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 right? So, by following some of the suggestions in this video, this is also going to prepare you better for my integrated speaking and integrated writing practice tests in this class. Alright, anyway, thank you very much for completing the pre-test, and all the best to your high-scoring TOEFL success.